ability to know the difference. That's what Solomon said. And I gave you something so that I would attract your attention when I said Solomon never asked for wisdom. And I got your attention last time. Solomon never asked for wisdom. But it was wisdom that he was asking for. It was wisdom that he was asking for. But he never said wisdom. But he defined, he explained the function of wisdom. Give me an understanding heart to discern between bad and good. Right? And to make the right decisions, the right judgments. So if you are to make a right judgment, do you know there are so many judgments that we do on a daily basis? You can agree with me that even before you bought that shirt that you are wearing, it was after some form of judgment. Right? If you bought it from a shop, there were several other shirts that were there. Then that one was different from another one. And then you judged. And based on the judgment, you bought that one that you have. So we are making judgments on a daily basis. On matters that are coming to us, that are brought to our attention, we are making judgments. Even when you hear of something about someone, before you can believe it, you have to first and foremost make a judgment. But this is what I want you to look at now, which is very important. There is a part that is very, very, very important. A scripture in the book of Ecclesiastes again. I want you to see something there. Chapter 7 and verse number 10. I want all of you to please read it loud and clear. 1, 2, go. Look at me, people. Look at me. These words are coming from a wise man. He is advising you never to say. Say not. Please tell your neighbor there, say not. Say not thou. So this is something that you should never say. No matter what happens, you should never say. Say what? What is the cause that the former days were better than these? This is something that you have already said. Am I right on that one? Have you ever had days that seem to be much better than these ones? Yes. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this. It's a statement that lacks intelligence. Now, listen, we have said it several times that, those days, things were much better. Do you know that even during that time when things were okay, let me support you. Let me support you. Even those days when you say things were okay, even economic-wise, there was a time when even the government would come to your village and they would give you maize, they would give you lactogen. There were those days. Maybe some of you were not even there, I don't know. But there was those days, in those days, you would get a lot of foodstuffs from the ruling party. And oh, how we miss those days. And although there was a serious development, and now they've given you a farm, and yet up to now it seems as if those days were better. Because our value system is corrupted. We don't have an ability to make the right judgments. We prefer 50 kgs of beans than 2 hectares of land. The problem there is not just with the government, the problem is with the beneficiaries. Do they have an ability to judge, to make a decision between 2 options? Do you know that if your judgment is wrong, if you can't judge between bad and good, there is no point in God blessing you? If you can't tell the difference between a blessing and a curse, why then should God bless you? Why should he waste his resources by blessing a person who cannot even tell the difference between a blessing and a curse? Even the devil himself, why should he even waste his demonic resources in cursing you if you can't tell the difference between a curse and a blessing? Am I talking to somebody here? So a person who cannot make the right judgment, it's a waste of time to even help that person. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. So you see how difficult it is even for God to operate with you if you cannot judge correctly, if you don't have wisdom to know the difference. It means whatever God does for you, you are never going to appreciate him for that. Okay, this is what he's saying. Never say, former days were better than these days. And all of us, we've once said it, not even once, several times. You look back and you say, okay, those days, I think things were fine. I used to drive. Now I'm no longer driving. I used to have a very good job. Now I no longer have it. Saying that, you see, you have all the facts. You have all the reasons to say so. And yet the most intelligent person here is advising you never to say that. Because by saying so, it's a sign that you lack understanding. But please, Mr. Preacher, help me on this one. This is reality now, because if I look at my past, I used to have money, I used to have connections, but now I no longer have all of those things. So according to me, it's as if those former days are better than these days. Why? Because we have a list of things, we have got reasons. Am I right on that one? And yet still he's insisting that don't say that. Because by saying so, you're exposing your foolishness. Because you are not discerning wisely. You are not investigating the difference between the former you and the current you. There are things that you used to own. Some of you might have even lost your property. Right? You no longer have it now. Now because you no longer have it, it now appears as if those days are much better than these days. You see, that's very simple to understand. If you say that even in the presence of God, you'd expect God to understand that there's a difference. I used to have this and I lost it. Now I no longer have it. So how can these days be better than the former days? When I used to have it, now I no longer have it. You begin to pray for those former days to come again. If I can have that experience again, and by so doing and by so saying, you are proving that you are not intelligent.